Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video. Sorry for having you have to listen to me on video, but to talk about what you may have missed if you were not at our small group leader meeting on Sunday night. We talked about some really important stuff, some things that we're going to be doing for the future, and so I wanted to put those in video form so everyone who wasn't there can kind of see and hear what we're going to be doing. So I want to go quickly through this, give the highlights. The first thing that we talked about is that we are going to begin a pre-service meeting each week called PEP, is what the Kids Creek calls it, for prayer, encouragement, for preparation. 10:30 each Sunday morning. We're going to meet up as a small groups and talk about some of the things that I'm about to share with you, hold each other accountable to some things, and just encourage one another and pray for our students as they are about to get started on the morning, and pray for you guys as well. And so that's going to begin after Disciple Now weekend, which is February 2nd through the 4th. So February the 11th will be the first time that we have that meeting. Our worship team meets until about 10:15, and then at 10:30 in the side room where all the tables are, not the green room, we're going to gather together, and I'm going to try to have some maybe some donuts or some coffee and that kind of good stuff for you guys for that meeting. Now, the big things that we talked about in the Sunday night meeting was the idea that we wanted to have some goals for us to try to lead our students better, to love them better, and to love our students really well. And so I talked about two big terms, relational excellence and intentionality. And so when I talked about relational excellence, I talked about the idea that we just have to love our students well. And we kind of looked at the lead small stuff that we've talked about in the past, about the idea of creating a safe place for our students, making it personal and speaking to their heart, partnering with parents, being for the family, pushing our students to next steps and moving them out to the next big thing, and just some different things like that. I'll come back to that a second. And the second term we used is intentionality. And so being relationally excellent, as in loving our students well, but doing that intentionally, really focusing in on the gospel, sharing Jesus with them, challenging them on their mission to be a part of God's bigger story in their life, and just life change, and helping them with their testimony and growing stronger in their faith. And so the other thing that I introduced was these small group guides here. So what I'm going to begin doing, and you're going to get this, really, what leaders who were there this past Sunday night got these, but I'll have these for you on Sunday morning, and we'll have extras in case you forget them. This is a guide that will last you the entire semester through May the 20th. And so each semester, my goal is to make one of these for you that has all of the small group guides, and so you can take it with you and bring it back each Sunday to use it as your small group guide. Now, inside of here, there's some very helpful things to help you as we push towards loving our students well, as we push towards being very intentional with them, and I'm going to show you what our main goal is in that and how you're going to use this to help you. So if you open it up, the first page is just a place that you can write down prayer requests with your small group leader, so you can kind of keep a running list of that and kind of see what God has answered. Praise God for the praises and the answered prayers, and also continue to pray for things throughout each week. The next is these two things that I just talked about, relational excellence. And so it has the lead small ideas here. If you have that book, or have watched the training video we did a few years ago, that goes through that. In our PEP, in our pre-morning meeting, I'm going to kind of work through these again and kind of keep everybody on the same page and encourage each other with that. And then the big thing that I begin to share is this idea of being intentional. And our goal for the rest of this school year and beyond is going to be that we have a conversation and a prayer, conversation with and a prayer for each one of our students every week. And so what I've put on here is the three kind of areas that we talked about, nourishing them with gospel truth, challenging them in their mission to be a part of God's bigger story, and helping them with life change, helping them, encouraging them in their testimony and making their story worth telling. So that's just a reminder that you can look at every single week when you're like, what am I supposed to be sharing with my students? What is the big intentionality piece? It's those three things in a conversation with our student each and every week. And also, as we pray for them, you can pray for those same things for our students. So to help us do that is what the next page is these two. Let me go, and I'm going to go to this one first. And what you'll see is it says my few. And the idea behind this is that you will write your students' names down in this spot, 1 through 8. Your goal being having no more than 8 students that you're going to be contacting every week. Probably 5 is an even better number. It's got a place for their contact information, for their name, and also underneath it has a little place if you want to write their parent information down so you can have their parents' information right at hand as well. And so every week during whenever you have a chance at home, you can open this up, you can look at it, and you can say, all right, who have I contacted this week? Who have I not? Who do I need to text? Who do I need to call? What can I do this week? And this will kind of be a guide. And then on the other page, which is the other page right here that's facing it, is just kind of a little box for each week of the semester. And that will give you the chance to write the names down that you have contacted to just help you keep track of who you've contacted and who you haven't. The other thing that also we have in here before the small group guides is a place when you have new students that come into your group that you realize, hey, this is a new student. You can write their name down and their contact information as well so that you can contact them that week. And now when they come once, they're not a part of your few that you're focusing in on, but you want to contact them that week. And then hopefully over a couple of weeks, they begin to get more committed and end up being one of your few. And so one of the things I shared, what that means is that if you begin to write down your few, begin to write down your girls or your guys that are in your group, and you realize I have more than 8, then we need to get you another leader in your group, because we're taking the focus off of just small group on Sunday morning, which is important, but realizing that small group is for a greater end. That's a means to the end of having that conversation every week, building that relationship with your students. And you don't want to have so many students you can't keep up with that. And so that's what this is for. What we did on Sunday night is we actually looked through our rosters. And so I have rosters for all of our small group leaders, and they were able to, our leaders were able to write down the list, kind of divvy up the girls and guys that are in their group to different people to help them kind of decide, hey, these are my 4 girls, these are my 5 guys that I'm really focusing on, that every single week I'm going to say a prayer for them, and I'm also going to have a conversation with them, whatever that looks like, a social media text, maybe a phone call, or even a card every once in a while, whatever it may be. And so after that, in these booklets, you'll see the rest of this is just our small group guides. It has January in there, even though we're almost done with January, and it goes all the way through to May the 20th. Then on the final page, it's just a reminder of our schedule. The idea that we're going to have that pregame, that pep, that just kind of warm-up time, getting us ready for the morning every single Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. I would really love for you guys, if you can, to make that a priority, because it'll just get our minds set, get us ready to go to really love on our students well. And so that'll begin on February the 11th. This whole idea is to kind of push towards February 11th as our launching point, getting our students on our list ready to go for February 11th. 10:45, just a reminder, after that meeting, we mingle with our students. So we welcome them at the front. 11 a.m., we participate with our students in worship. 11:40, our small groups start. Dismiss at 12:10. If you're before 12:10, that's okay, as long as it's not before noon, because we don't want to disrupt the rest of the church and what they're doing. And then just the final one is the reminder that after your group and all the way up to the point of our next PEP, our next meeting, that we want to be intentional about having conversations and prayer for our students every single week, each and every one of our students, and just live out relational excellence and loving our students well. And so thanks for the time. I just wanted to share kind of the big ideas of what we talked about. If you have any questions about any of that, feel free to call me, Facebook me, text me, email me, whatever it is, and we can talk more about that. And hopefully as we go through the semester, that we keep this goal in front of us, that we can begin to love our students even better, and we can really begin to just make strides in our relationships with them as we draw them closer to Jesus, as we nourish them and counsel them with the gospel, and I just challenge them to draw closer to Him and live on mission for Him. So again, remember, February 11th is our big launching off point at 10:30 a.m. We're going to be meeting the weekend after D Now, and then we're really going to talk a lot that morning about this and make sure everybody's ready to go, have all their questions answered, and all of that good stuff. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you soon. See ya. One other thing is that I forgot to mention that I'm not going to ask you guys to do something that I'm unwilling to do. And so I will be doing what you guys are doing for your students for you guys. I will be praying for you every single week. I have my list of all of our names up here and the days I'll be praying for you. And so be looking for me to contact you almost weekly. That's the goal, every leader, every week. And so through a text, maybe a Facebook message, email, whatever it may be, to just say I'm praying for you, to see what I to encourage you a little bit. And so I'm excited to see what God does as we just allow Him to work through us as we love our students well and as I love you guys well. And again, if you need anything, please just let me know. Talk to you soon.